want to talk to you.
Hey, you got some beefs.
Hit him up! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
Oh, what's your beef? Murph Beefs, Browns, that's your beef. Dial it up. Oh, hold on, phone lines are jammed. That means when someone hangs up, that's your cue to dial quickly. Sports Beefs, 312-644-6767. What's your beef? Brought to you by my friends at Browns. And it tastes better. If I were in the car right now, I'd find one of those 50 Browns. Hey, there's one up ahead on the left. Pull over. Me, I think I get one of those Maxwell Street Polish. Maybe an Italian beef, an Italian sausage, the best you've ever had in Chicago. Put them together, call it a combo. That's what Frank Portillo does. Let's go to the phone line and see what the fans are beefing about. Let's start off with Skokie. Hey, it's Lonesome George.
Hey, happy Tuesday, Mike.
Hey, thank you, George. What's your beef?
I got a little beef.
Well, that's your
A little beef. Nothing earth-shaking, but inaccurate sports reporting.
Yeah.
A few months ago, I read where Kobe Bryant is coming to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that was a great story.
A little bit after that, I read where Joe Creedy is leaving Chicago.
Oh, yeah, well, I won $100 on that from Jorge, yeah.
Buy me dinner. And most recently, I read where Doug Collins is going to coach the Bulls this year.
That's what everyone said, and, of course, everyone was wrong.
Correct, Amundo. I wonder who their source material. Who are they talking to?
Well, I think in some of these cases, they're actually the source is guys like the owners of the team and the general managers of the team, who either A, think they've got it locked up, or B, they're trying to just make the fans feel like they're doing something when maybe they weren't, or C, maybe it legitimately falls through. But I think a lot of this stuff, actually, George, it's a great question and a great beef. I think a lot of it filters down, emanates from the actual inside sources from the ball clubs. I don't think a lot of reporters actually make that stuff up, to be honest with you.
Do you think it's possible that somebody higher up would possibly give these reporters false information?
Well, what they're doing, yeah, absolutely.
No.
They're planting stories that sound good to them and are in their best interests. Nice job, George. Hang on, buddy. Go visit my friends at Browns, all right?
Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Lonesome George, nailing it as always. What's your beef? Browns. How about the jumbo buffalo wings at Browns? Oh, man, those are unbelievable. They're flying off the shelves. Let's go to Rob in Olin Park. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Murph. I got a beef for you.
Yes.
I drive around all day long. That's my job. I lose my job if I get a DUI. What is up with these irresponsible athletes that make millions of dollars and can't afford a driver?
Well, that's the most amazing thing. Bad enough, and we're not discounting drinking and driving being the worst thing you can do behind the wheel. What we're talking about is that a guy who's in a public spotlight and has $15 million can't call up the limo service, probably in Texas, for about $40 to give you a ride home, right?
I got that right. I mean, if I'm going to go out drinking, I get a ride. I get someone else to drive for me.
Absolutely.
Now we're losing your job.
You got it. Good call, Rob. Thanks, buddy. Or if you're lucky enough, you walk to... See, in the old days, you'd walk to the corner saloon. I'm talking about back before the suburbs burgeoned. I'm talking about, Dad, Grandpa. Every corner in Chicago, before the suburbs really were what they are now. People lived in the city, and you walked, 5 doors down to the corner saloon, and you staggered back home. Everything was fine. Or, you know what? If you do live near, like the L or the bus in Chicago, if you're lucky enough, stand in the corner, $2, get you right home. Let's go to North Side. Jamal on What's Your Beef from BrownsChicken.com. Hello, Jamal.
Hey, what's happening, Murph? How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, I'm fine, Jamal. What's your beef?
Man, my beef is somewhat similar to the previous caller's beef. My beef is with guys who hold out during training camp, during their rookie seasons, and touch the ball.
Yeah.
That end up holding out, end up rushing for 3.4 yards per carry. Not only are you a bust on the field, you get busted not once but twice, and now you're cut.
Well, you know what? The holding out thing doesn't work. And young, like you say, Jamal, appreciate your call. And I'd be interested to see if the new kid Forte, hopefully his forte, will be showing up on time. But you know what? These kids have to rely on their agent. These kids are naive, as you were when you were 21 years old. To millions of dollars at stake, you've got to rely on your agent. The problem is, often when the agent has to pressure the club to pony up what they believe is the fair price, the holdout occurs, and it's never, ever good from there. It's Murph. It's What's Your Beef. Hey, tell you what, we'll catch up on a few things and do a second round of phone calls for What's Your Beef. Browns wants to remind you, and I want to remind you, you won't believe the $99 graduation party special. All right, grade school, high school, college graduate in your family, your son, your daughter, big party, your backyard. Do it right. Get a hold of Browns. Go to brownschicken.com. Order up right now, convenient pickup from many of the stores. They deliver advanced reservations. Here's what you get. No cooking, no mess, no dishes. Hey, I want the $99 graduation party special. You tell Browns, you get the humongous tray of the crispy, golden, delicious Browns chicken. It tastes better, you know that. That's not all. The great Italian beef from Browns, the great Italian sausage from Browns, all the French bread baked fresh, the rolls. You build your own, build a combo, put them together. Wait, there's more. A generous pan of Browns, oh man, zesty mustacholi. All that, $99, no hassle, feed 10 to 15 guests, big crowd, no problem, double up. 2 orders, only $198. Everyone's happy. Can I come over? No cooking, no mess. It's beautiful. It's Browns. Back in a flash. Second round of What's Your Beef? Sports Radio, 670. The Score.
Today on Air Your Beef.
Moo. Welcome back, Murph. Beefs. You know what? We may blow through another segment. We may break format. We may keep this rolling. The phone line's unprecedented. Everyone's got sports beefs. And the best beefs, as you know, over my friends at Brown's. Real Italian beefs and Italian sausage. The jumbo buffalo wings flying off the shelves. And the $99 graduation party special. Let's get back to the What's Your Beef lines. Oh, by the way, I've got some Sox tickets we'll be giving away. Jay Zawoski just handed them to me between now and 2 o'clock. White Sox and the Pittsburgh Pirates Interleague Tuesday, June 17th. Stick around the radio. We'll give those away. I'll tell you something, Pittsburgh Pirates are not as bad as everyone may think they are. Let's go to Joe from Lockport. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Murph, how are you?
I'm fine,
First
Joe.
First-time caller. Thank you and your staff for taking my call.
Hey, I appreciate that. What's your beef?
Well, you know, I don't know if you ever saw this movie with Jerry Lewis years ago.
Sure, which one?
When he was lifting weights and his arms stretched all the way down to his feet, and he was laying in the bed scratching his feet flat as a board.
Oh, as long as that was his arm, okay.
Yeah. Well, these umpires, you know, I was watching the Sox game yesterday, even though they won.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick and tired of these guys standing off the side of the plate, and these pitches are 5-6 inches outside. I mean, Jermaine Dye is a big guy. You can't reach these pitches, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Well, you know, something went haywire here. They did this back in the 80s into the 90s. They had like the 22, 23-inch where it's supposed to be 17. Then everything tightened up real nice. Now these umpires are back to either being A, lazy, B, arrogant, or just C, bad and all of the above.
What they need to do is go back to the letters and the knees. That's what they need to do.
Well, you got that right. You know what? I just like to see it to the armpits, certainly the old days,
too.
Letter high. Remember that, Jack Brooks? There's strike letter high.
Well, anyways, before I go, I just want to tell you one thing.
Yes, Joe from Lockport.
Mike Murphy, thanks for taking my call. Harry from Lockport saying, so long. See you later, everybody.
All right, Joe. Is that the guy who used to do those TV commercials? No, I don't think so. Thanks for taking we thank you for making the call. Let's go to Steve from Hoffman Estates. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Good. Hey, thanks, buddy. Hey, I appreciate it. By the way, Steve, I got to remind everyone, Cub fans, make your plans to join Field of Dreams inside the Woodfield Mall, Schaumburg, Tuesday, June 17th. Hang on, Steve, from 6 till 8 p.m. They're going to welcome Cubs legend, good old number 10, Ron Santo, to reserve your spot for this special signing call, 847-995-9095. Hurry, space is limited. I'm sorry, Steve from Hoffman Estates, all yours, buddy. Go ahead. What's your beef?
No problem. Business is business. Hey, I got a problem with the media, and I think baseball on these tantrums like you see out there and they just did with Zambrano and all that.
Yeah.
Having run a youth baseball program for over 20 years, you're teaching sportsmanship. I mean, there's times when I umpired during this time that if the kid threw his helmet up in the air, the comment was, son, if that hits the ground, you're out of the game.
Right. Now, Hawk, by the way, stole that. When that ball comes down, the Sox win. It used to be if a batter threw the bat up in the air, the ump said, if that bat comes down, you're out of the ball game, right, Steve?
Well, and the whole point is, and they just, show it in tantrums like that. How do you teach kids sportsmanship if they get, it's all right? And I'm granted he's $43 million or whatever.
Though, Steve, I'll say this. I also enjoy in baseball a little color. I don't like throwing the equipment, though. God, don't get me wrong. I'm with you 100% on that. But also, I don't like the umpire that doesn't even let the guy get a couple words in. You know what? So there is a happy medium, and the umpires, it's a tough job, but I think most of them do a very poor job.
Right. But again, my problem is, they just making such a big deal out of watching that and things going on there, and kids are there, for them.
You know what, though? I'll tell you something. I was a kid, you were a kid. Leo DeRocher, Eddie Stanky, doesn't matter. Those guys, they argued, they threw everything. And the umpires let them get their quote-unquote money's worth, again, as Brickhouse used to say. And you know what? Doesn't mean that you and I grew up to be bad or good. I think it's each person. And, let these kids figure out on their own, too, to do the right thing, whether the TV image is right or wrong. But I hear what you're saying. Phone again, Steve. Appreciate it, buddy. What's your beef? By the way, we're going to be on the road Friday. The 2008 Smith & Walensky Luncheon Series. Check this out. Brings Hunter Hillenmeyer live with Mully and Hanley, and then me. We'll be there from 10 till 2 Friday. Reservations right now at Smith & Walensky downtown. Hunter will be there from 11 until 1. Call 312-670-9900. Visit 670thescore.com. Let's get back to the beef lines. We can't stop the phones from ringing here right now. Jim's in Oakbrook. Hello, Jim.
Hey, I know do I have, thanks for taking my call right away. But
that's the new phrase,
Not only do I have a beef, but I got a bad taste of beef in my mouth.
Oh, and you didn't go to Browns, that I know.
That's it. But why did they hire this guy and not get Flip? I don't understand that.
Well, I'm not sure. You know what? That's a great Flip Saunders, and his name never came up. All I can figure, and it's a great question, Jim. The only thing I can figure is Paxson and Flip Saunders have something past where that just wasn't Paxson's guy. You know what I mean? Because everything what you say makes sense. I cannot give you an answer.
Well, that's exactly what they need. They need discipline.
Well, obviously someone there didn't like that particular hire or that name, but I appreciate it very, very much. This just in. Best place to get a great used car. My guys, Jack Phelan. You gotta see Jack.com. They have huge used car blowout. Hundreds of cars / thousands of dollars. Jack Phelan. Johnny and JC, how you doing? Len in Naperville. Hello, Len.
Hello, Mike. This is my first beef.
Oh, hey, I love my first-time beefers. Go ahead, buddy.
Mike, I've got a problem and a beef with the editors at the Sun-Times.
All right, I think I know where you're heading. Go ahead.
Well, I read the papers this morning, and I read all three, the Times, the Trib, and the Herald. And I read in the Tribune that Jay Mariotti's article slamming Ozzie Guillen and calling out his fellow reporters were not allowed to have them responded to by the other sports reporters on the paper.
I think let's make sure we're clear here. What you say is correct, but let's make sure there's no confusion. The way the story is, and you're right, the one columnist said in his column that other people, other colleagues, that was the key word, colleagues, and I guess he meant other columnists for his paper, though the word colleagues doesn't necessarily mean your own station. In other words, isn't Steve Dahl my colleague in radio? Isn't Cap? Isn't David Kaplan? He's sort of my radio colleague. So I'm not sure if Mariotti, when he said colleague, can be definitively accused of calling out Tellender, Greg Couch, Carol Slazak, etc. Now the facts are what you said, that today we read in the Tribune, at least. According to the Tribune, the facts are that Sun-Times editor, if I'm right, Len, if you're with me, the Sun-Times editor pulled a column from Tellender that I guess was maybe his side of the story to try to refute, if that's the right word, his paper colleague.
Well, I think he pulled 2 columns from what I read in the Tribune.
Yes, correct.
And
according to the
what
Tribune.
I was reading here is that all of a sudden now you can't touch Mariotti for some apparent reason. He has become the sacred cow at the Sun-Times.
Well, you know what? It's a fine line, Len, and I think you got a great beef, and I'm going to send you over to my friends at Browns. All right, buddy?
I appreciate it, Michael.
All right, pal. It's a good beef, well thought out. But I guess there's also the option of a radio station, a TV station, a newspaper to corral in-house blasting if they don't think it's good for the overall product. Sports Radio 670. It's Murph, back in a flash. Jay Zawaski, is it okay to blast through and do one more segment? Usually we say goodbye to Browns and beefs about now, but the phone lines, we can't stop them.
Yeah, let's break for them. Let's do it.
So who gets in trouble?
You.
No,
yeah,
nobody.
No, it should be you in trouble.
I think I'll blame you if we get in trouble. No, Mitch said go ahead. All right, cool. Sports Radio 670. Murphapalooza, driven to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. Got Sox, Pittsburgh tickets coming up in a little bit for you. Also, interleague play. Jesse, baseball, David Schuster, Bulls, and much, much more. It's The Score.
Donovan, I've got your mom on the line, and she's got a major beef.
Oh, 3 segments. What's your beef? You demanded it. It's Murph. Plenty coming up. Let's get back to the beef lines from my friends at Browns. BrownsChicken.com. That's where you check out the $99 graduation party special. Big party. Your house, your son, your daughter. Hey, everyone's coming over. Your wife doesn't want to cook. Just get a hold of the $99 graduation party special. Order it ahead. They'll deliver it for you. They'll take care of you. Browns, $99. Oh, no cooking, no cleaning. You get the chicken, the Italian beef, the Italian sausage, the French bread rolls, the zesty mustard choli, all the fixins. May I come over? I don't even know you're a little graduate. I'd be happy to come over. Gabriel from Lincoln Park's next on What's Your Beef. Hello, Gabriel.
Hey, Murph, what's going on?
Oh, man, just having fun, but you got something you want to beef about. What's your beef?
Oh, I thought you never asked, Murph.
Very good.
My beef is actually with the broadcast on the score of the White Sox game yesterday. I was at the game at the ballpark, and I have a vision problem where I can't see the baseball once it leaves the infield very well.
Uh-huh.
Well, unfortunately, I'm listening to the score and listening to the broadcast on the radio, and there's almost a 10-second delay between what happens on the field and what I hear the description on it. And to me, that's just a little bit of a problem because it's almost like I'm waiting to hear what exactly happened.
Now, let me make sure I have this correct, Gabriel. You're at the game.
I'm at the game.
All right, not home on TV, because I understand that's different with off the satellite, the TV feed, high definition. There's a million different problems in synchronizing that. But I was, and we'll check on this, Jay Zawaski. Jay, come on here, our engineer. You've done a lot of Blackhawk and Sox remotes and all that engineering. Isn't Jay Zawaski, and we have, by the way, say hi to Gabriel here.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, isn't our radio signal pretty much real time? I thought if you were at the ballpark, like with the old transistor radio, or you got your walk, is that it, Gabriel? You got your radio there at South.
I got my radio there, and I was actually sitting 28 rows behind home plate.
Oh, well, that was the problem. Our signal took a while. No, I'm joking. Jay, what's the deal? Aren't we pretty much real time on
home
that?
games? Typically, we are 100% live. So whatever's happening on the field should sync up with your radio.
I know what it was.
Games.
We were in delay. We were in 7-second delay, Jay. Now, is that normal?
We must have been in delay, but typically for home games, that's not what we do.
So my guess is, Gabriel, and we can check maybe with Mitch Rosen later. To me, it sounds like a one-time maybe the button was not pushed on or off. Like right now, Gabriel, we're in delay in case in case I accidentally let one slip, which I've done before and have to dump myself. But we trust Stoney, right? And we trust Farmio not to let one slip.
Exactly, and that was my.
All right,
well,
we'll check. Now, maybe though, Gabriel, and again, I'm not speaking for management, but maybe with this sensitive world we live in now, if the crowd microphone, the crowd mic, like you see at the Bears game, the parabolic Z over there, or maybe you used to have a microphone hanging down at Cub games and Sox games from the old press box. Maybe now if someone down in the stands lets one, it gets on the air, we maybe have to be in that delay. But I'll look into it, Gabriel, and I appreciate your checking in, and I do appreciate you listening to the score.
All right, no problem, Murph. Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Let's go to, hey, Jay, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Clearly.
Chuck from Downers Grove. Hello, Chuckles.
Hello, Murph. You are the best.
Oh, well, wait till I get out in the hallway and Mitch goes, you don't even know what you're talking about with the delay. Hey, Chuck, what's your beef?
I got an Italian beef for you, Murph.
Oh, put it together and call it a combo.
You got it. Saturday's the Fox Sports broadcasters, I don't know what the heck they were doing. I thought I was watching a Cubs-Dodgers game.
Now, you're talking the Sunday night game? That's Espen. The Saturday afternoon game. Yes, sir. With Tommy Brenneman, I think, was on the call. But go ahead.
And they did this Joe Torre worship for minutes upon minutes. They didn't even talk about the game.
Right. Well, what they're doing is they're catering, and you're correct. They're catering to the New York audience. It's just like when they try to shove down Red Sox, Yankees. They think that no one in the country, is going to be interested in the ball game itself. And all those New Yorkers, we better bring Torre on. I know what you're saying. Hang on. We're going to go visit my friends at Browns. Lunchtime beefs and Browns, it tastes better. My final beefer of the day is Buckeye Boy is a car phone. Hello, Buckeye.
Hello, Murph.
Hey, what's your beef?
My beef is the lip service of team executives.
All right.
Yesterday, Jerry Angelo said the Bears would not tolerate bad characters on his team.
I guess he means starting now into the future.
Manning.
That's not funny.
Jerry should, why doesn't he try applying those stands before he drafts and not afterwards?
Nicely done. Buckeye, everyone's going to Browns. Do we have any certificates left? Yes, we do. Go to Browns. Tastes better.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.